Right, I'm Adam, and I'm talking to Karl Wolf. How's it going?
I'm going good, man. Matt, thank you for having me.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Yeah.
Now, you started off as a solo artist in what, 2005?
Yeah, I would say 2005, 2004, maybe.
Yeah, so it's been a few years going very strong. Now, taking it back then, you had done some writing, some production for other artists.
Yep.
What was the biggest challenge in transitioning to a solo performer?
Good question. I remember very clearly, actually, trying to get a deal with different record labels and, sending in my demos. I mean, that's how I started in the business. I just thought, you make a demo, you send it in, the typical way of getting signed, and no one would ever sign me. So it felt kind of strange. Like, guys, I mean, are you listening to music here? And finally, what happened was Nick Carboni, he's a big record exec in Quebec, was like, yo, this kid's got a voice. I mean, he recognized my voice right away, called me at home and said, I love your voice, whoever you are, give me a call back, let's work together. So I met with him, and the same thing, it was like, okay, I love your songs, I love your voice, but I don't feel that you're ready, or you're an artist or whatever, but we want it for our artists that we're preparing. And so I was like, you know what, let me make a business out of it, sell my songs, make some money, build my empire, build my record company, and one day I'll have enough money to have my own record company and release me as the first artist.
Yeah, and there you go. How many years later, Lone Wolf
Exactly.
Records,
It was it was 2008 when was it when Africa came out? Probably 2008. Yeah, 2008. Yeah, and it blew up. It was just like it sold 1 million units around the world, and it was crazy.
When did you realize, wow, I'm making it?
Well, there was two moments in my life. One of them was I knew that I was making it, from a business point of view and a production end and songwriting end, and I was like, okay, whoa, we just sold, 500,000 records with Star Academy that I was co-producer on, and from there I became the lead singer for Sky. So at that point I'm like, okay, we did really, really well, but nobody knows me. And the way, what happened was, I was at a big venue. We were doing the Star Academy show at the Bell Center in Montreal, and there was 27,000 people or some crazy number like that in the venue. And I had a backstage pass, but I didn't go backstage. I just wanted to hang out with the fans and see what's going on. And when my song came on, one of the songs that I wrote, which was the first single, it was called Je veux changer le monde, which means I want to change the world. The whole stadium stood up and started singing my song, and no one knew it was me, and that was the moment I was like, I can't do this anymore. I stopped all production projects. I'm like, I'm focusing on my first album, Face Behind the Face.
Was it a matter of wanting credit or wanting that interaction with fans, them to know this is my song, ask me questions about it?
You know what?
Like
knowing me, because I can't remember at the time exactly the feeling, but if it was that or that. But knowing me today, it's all about the interaction with the fans. I just want the fans to be. I want to get them more excited, and just it's like, why aren't we sharing this love right now? Why am I just sitting here and not sharing it with you and knowing that it's me and you doing this together?
Africa. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was your first massive song? Nothing had been that big before Africa.
100%.
Right?
I mean, I had Desensitized before that.
Right, that was with
Choclair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was with Choclair, and it went top 40. It was at number 40 on the top 40 charts. So that was my biggest before Africa, and then Africa came in and just went to number 1.
You've probably answered this a million times, so I apologize. But where did the idea come from to keep the chorus, take the chorus of that song, switch some stuff around a bit, write your own verses?
Man, honestly, Matt, my favorite song as a kid. I mean, I remember going to school with my Discman and showing my friends the song from Toto, and everybody was like, because we were all into hip hop at the time. It was either Metallica or Guns N' Roses at the time, or Naughty by Nature and 112 and Boyz II Men and that. And I was into all that music as well, but I was still into George Benson and Prince and Stevie Wonder, because I'm a piano player, and Toto and Chicago, and people were like freaked out. Why are you listening to this cheesy music, Karl? Why? And I'm like, man, don't you listen to the harmonies? And I never understood why my friends in school didn't get it. I never understood it, never clicked in my head, because my whole family's musical. So I assumed everybody had this kind of understanding of music. And so when I got older, I'm like, I gotta remake it. This is one of my favorite songs in the world.
Well, a lot of people identified with the song, caught onto it, at least with your version.
Oh man, it was amazing. And Toto sold tons of units of theirs, and it put them back up on the charts.
Did they ever contact you and say, that's,
of course,
that's cool?
100%. They had to, Matt. I mean, in order for me to get the rights to it, I had to get their approval, number one. So they heard about it from many sources, and they loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of being open to and mixing and matching kind of different styles of music, your catalog so far, I would describe as being dance-based, but there are elements of other genres in there.
Yes.
Some hip-hop. Like, I wouldn't quite call it.
Nah.
It's not New Jack or anything like that, but just there are different things going on there.
It's urban influenced. Yeah, I just man, it's music, man. I see music as like a big open canvas and just go crazy. I even put some Arabic in there because I'm originally Lebanese, so I put some of my culture in there and whatever. It's mixing and matching and just having fun with, and creating something fresh for people and trying to do something new.
First thing we heard from your new album, Finally Free, I think the first thing was Ghetto Love. That was the lead single, and that's a collaboration with Cardinal.
Yeah.
I have to ask, Glory of Love?
Yeah.
Another favorite song of yours?
Of course, another favorite movie was Karate Kid 2.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
It was in the movie, and that's what made me nostalgic about it. And I used to love that song, and the same concept. I would bring it to school, and everybody's like, "You're so cheesy, Carl. What's wrong with you?" I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna just change those songs, and I'm gonna show you what I'm hearing, because they're hearing the beat, and they're like, "This is cheesy," but I want you to hear it the way I'm hearing it, and this is the way I'm hearing it. So I had to remake it in a dance hall, reggae kind of vibe, and to not to my surprise, but like I figured out, people love genres of music. They don't understand. They can't differentiate. They're like, okay, if it's rock, I don't want to listen to it. Yeah, change that rock song into a hip hop song. You're gonna love it. And that's one of my beefs I have with music and people listening to music sometimes.
Well, it's tough, but I mean, we're just more out there that people can listen to for free than they have time in the day to listen to. They tend to go with, I like this artist.
True.
Who else might I like? Just doing a
That's true.
search.
Good point. And it makes them, hey man, it makes them inspired and makes them feel something good. So, it's all good.
One thing I love about sample-based music is you kind of like what you're describing. I think it's you take something out of context so it doesn't have the trappings of the time when it was recorded and other things. Somebody will say, I love that melody, heard the song a million times before and never thought of it that way.
Exactly.
So to speak.
Exactly, Matt. And that was my point. That's my point. And it's almost like I was trying to prove a point with Africa. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, for everybody that didn't, how come you're liking it now? You see what I'm saying? It's all genre. That's it. I'm just changing it to your format, and you're loving it. That means it's timeless. So I was right. It is a good melody, etc.
Do you ever get sick of playing songs like that? Some of your biggest hits every single night, or do you get a rush from seeing just people
big time
going
rush?
Nuts?
I never get sick of those songs. Never. Because man, I make music because of the connection with the fans. So the more that it excites them, the more I want to play it, and that's the concept here.
That's awesome. Yeah. So finally, what are other singles from there? Mash It Up, I think. Is that the most recent one?
Yeah, Mash It Up. No, DJ Gonna Save Us.
Oh, DJ Gonna Save Us.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, if we go back to Mash It Up for a second. The lyrics to that song, I don't know. Did you write those lyrics?
Yes.
That came out a bit wrong. Those lyrics, it's kind of stuff, it's...
I co-wrote it with Show Stevens, but yes.
Okay, it's the kind of lyrics that are popular, if you've heard a lot of songs. VIP treatments, drinking champagne, surrounded by ladies.
It was, dude, at the end of the day, that's been my life ever since Africa, man. It's been my life. I mean, we go into a club, we shut it down. I mean, that's just the fact. We go in, it's popping bottles. It's not even, I'm not trying to front, man. It's what it is. My ears are rocky and my wrists are froze. Like, I'm wearing ice and, champagne in my glass. I'm surrounded by, situations, and that's what it is. It was real. That I'm Mash It Up. We bring the party, bottom line. And that's
what happens.
That's exactly what happens, and that's why I had to write it.
One last question I want to ask you. Like we mentioned, being in a, not to pin you down or anything like that, but dance-based genre. Let's say beat-based at least, right?
Sure.
If you're alright with that tag. How important are lyrics to your songs, do you think? I mean, both. How important do you think they are to the audience, and how important are they to you specifically?
You know what? If it was up to me, completely up to me, and I was super selfish about my music, I'd be making just vibey songs without necessarily any super big beats.
Really?
Yeah, I know that it just gets people going, and here's the thing, man. I'm weird. I'm like bipolar with music, because on one hand, I'm on stage. I don't want it to be slow. You know, I can play the piano really well. I mean, my mom was a piano teacher, and this is what I do. I can impress you with a piano like crazy, but I just don't do it on stage, just because I want people to just be hype and hype and hype. I just want the energy to be there. And if I play the piano, man, you can zone out. You know what I mean? And I don't want people to zone out. I don't even want one person to zone out and start talking to their friends. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to keep their attention. Hey, I'm here. Yo, hey, let's do it. We're together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But if it was just up to me listening to music, I mean, you know, I just listen to something that's super, you know, out there and just vibey, like, you know, Gautier and his, not his main song, but his other songs on the album, just something a little.
Oh, sure. I mean, he does some
esoteric.
weird stuff on that album.
I love that. You see, my art could be like that, and I think that will be one of my beautiful pet projects that I'll be working on in the future. That has absolute, maybe under a different like name. And I'll create something like that. I'll let you know about it. No one would know it's me because there would be no picture.
I would love to hear that.
Cool.
You know?
Cool.
Just hear where you
I got one fan. Yes.
so far, it's a start. You know?
Exactly.
You know, I lied about that last question. I have one more for you.
Yeah.
Before the interview, we were talking about how, you know, with obviously your concert schedule, making music, of course, doing interviews, which we appreciate, by the way.
Thank you.
All concert promotion, as well as, you know, you're your own social media manager, right? Twitter, Facebook. How do you do it? Do you just drink that much coffee?
I don't drink coffee. I've never drank coffee in my life. I don't. I drink Red Bull. I don't do anything of the sort. I'm lucky to have, you know, some energy, and I've always said that that's the key to my success. There was a moment in my life 6 years ago where I had like a little rash or something, so I took Benadryl, you know, antihistamines, and it made me super tired, and my bank account went all the way down, my success level went all the way down, so I associate my success with the energy level I have.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a direct proportion. It was directly proportionate to my success.
You're one hell of a role model.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
don't do Benadryl, kids.
No. It's weird. I took it for 6 months and my failure, really, because it makes you tired, and when you don't do things, you just don't progress, and no one wants to help someone doesn't help himself.
Well, I think, you know, Tom has proven your energy is infectious. Really, everybody's catching on to it.
Thank you.
Cool vibes.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
Karl, thanks so much for coming by.
Matt, thank you for having me, my man. You too.